I was born in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are Haitian, but somehow I ended up going to school in the South at the University of North Carolina, and I loved every second of it. And so even today, I sit on a couple of boards at the university, and there isn't a basketball game that, or even football game, but mostly basketball game that I miss. In fact, at my house,
Mm-hmm.
whenever North Carolina plays Duke, as my wife
Oh.
calls it, it's a holy day of obligation. Well, it is a play on the word Semsee, SEMCI, single entry multiple carrier interface. And one night I woke up 2 a.m, not drunk, and realized, you know what? Part of what we do is really Semsee. So why not have a play on words with SEMCI and just replace the CI with the SEE? Because ultimately what we want to do is we want to help the independent agent see everything. We want them to come to Semsee to figure out when there's a risk in their hands, how to classify it. We then want to help them understand who's got appetite for it. And then when we help them do that, we want to help them connect to the carriers they want to connect to be able to get a quote back. And then we want to help them compare that quote so they can make the best decision for that risk. The initial pain point and the crux of it, and it again goes back to the name, is agents really want a solution, especially in the commercial space. We only work in commercial, where they can, in minutes, not hours or days, get multiple quotes from multiple carriers without having to rekey or re-enter the same information over and over again. That is the core of the problem. Now, by solving that problem, what it does is also unlocks some really interesting opportunities. For example, right? And I think what we have found and what I found in just talking to agents is, yes, they spend a lot on AMS, and we could probably do several weeks worth of podcasts around AMSs.
Cool.
But they are spending money on, I think, maybe secretly, on things like places that help them understand their data. Not everyone, but there's some of that. They're starting to spend money on things like a CRM or a VoIP system. And so there are all these small, disparate, and unfortunately not interconnected pieces of technology that they're buying piecemeal to solve slivers of problems or to sort of make something efficient. They're not buying them and sort of aggregating them, or at least interconnecting them to make their entire workflow more efficient. That's how I think about it. Here's the other thing that I think that
before that, here's another shout out to Michael Lebor, so we will we show him our
absolutely love. And this is why you need an insurance gig in order to connect all these things together, right? And
the workflows. It's all about the workflows.
It's all about the workflows. I think that's right. So.
I don't know. I need to post that as a question to the public. So if anyone knows,
I don't know if you might not be posing it as a question. You might be creating a program right here on this podcast. I just want to make sure I get a little bit of a cut, and you can find it on Semsee, by the way.
Fantastic, and that's where you shop for a developer interruption or R&D
developer interruption.
R&D interruption.
So I sent this to all the folks on our team. It's called "The Obstacle Is the Way," and I was a philosophy major. I got a master's in philosophy of religion, and the Stoics were always interesting to me. And this book is sort of a modern take on Stoicism, which is really about how to focus in on achieving things. Even if there's an obstacle, make the obstacle the way so that you can confront it.